A smooth sphere of mass m, moving with velocity 6i plus 2j, collides with a smooth sphere of mass km, moving with velocity 2i plus 4j on a smooth horizontal table. So oddly enough, they're sort of both moving diagonally right up, aren't they? So it's just basically it happens that they're both moving this direction here at different times, and then this A particle catches up with the B particle, and then there's a moment of collision that's along the line of centers like so. Does that make sense? So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a before and after picture like usual, and then we're going to set up our PCM and NEL. Okay, PCM being M1U1 plus M2U2, M1V1 plus M2V2. NEL working as a V1 minus V2 over U1 minus U2, all equals minus E. First thing you put down every time, guys. Okay, and then we're going to do our 4 circles for our before and after picture. See what we can make of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this one is going 2 across, 6 across, 2 up. Then after that, this one particle B, and that's M, and that's Km. Particle B, 4 across, 2 up. Yeah, sorry, 4 up, 2 up, 4 across. Sorry, 2 across, 4 up. Now, what happens at the end? What speed is preserved in the collision, guys? What speed is preserved? Sorry? Vertical speed is preserved, okay? Now, 2 and 4. Now, parallel lines just means that the ratio is the same, okay? So I'll give you an example of two vectors that are parallel to each other. 2i plus 4j is parallel to 1i plus 2j is parallel to, 10i plus 20j. Does everyone understand what's happening there? It's just a ratio. It's the tan of the angle, basically, opposite over adjacent. That matters more than. So what we're looking at here is we're going to have to try and figure out certain values for phi1 and phi2 that it works for. Are we given the E value? No, we're not given the E value, okay? After the told that they're parallel. Okay, so we got something to work with there, okay, that they're parallel. So let's do what we always do. Set up NEL, isolate V1 and V2, and then upon isolation of V1 and V2, start thinking again. Okay? So you don't really have to think, you go on autopilot for your first 15 marks. So let's do this, right? So M1 being mass M, U being 6, M2 being Km, U2 being 2 equals M, which is MV1, and then Km V2. Alright? Now, knock off the M's, and what we're going to get is V1 plus KV2 ends up to be 2K plus 6. Now, not the usual style you see, but you know, small alterations in there, so nothing we can't handle. So what we're going to do next is we're going to move that over, and now we're going to start working on NEL. So NEL being minus E, haven't got a clue what E is yet. We're also looking for V1 minus V2. So V1 minus V2 is still the same. U1 minus U2, 6 minus 2, because you're only taking it along the x direction. And then minus 4e equals V1 minus V2. So V1 minus V2 equals minus 4e. This is going to be interesting. Find E in terms of K. It's interesting. Okay. So, what I'm going to try first is isolate V1 as usual. 2v1 equals 2k minus 4e plus 6. v1 therefore equals k minus 2e.
Sorry.
Yes.
You can't just input 2.
What?
The k on the v2.
Oh, there is. Okay. What I'm going to do instead is minus plus plus. Does that make sense? The v1s are going to cancel now. Yeah? Okay. So v1s are going to cancel. So I'm going to get k plus 1 v2. Does that make sense? K v2 plus v2 is k plus 1 v2. And that'll equal 2k plus 6 plus 4e. And then what's going to happen here is v2 equals 2k plus 6 plus 4e all over k plus 1. It looks really hard, but it's actually not. Just find v1 and v2, and then we'll really be able to make sense of it in a second. Okay, what about I'm just going to alter this back the way it was. So this one's back to being what did I say it was initially? v1 minus v2 equals minus 4e. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to multiply this second equation by k. kv1, kv2, 4ek. That makes sense? So we're going to add direct downwards, and I'm going to get a kv1 plus v1. The kv2's cancel, and then I'm going to get 2k minus 4ek plus 6. Factorize the v1. It's going to be v1 into k plus 1. v1 therefore is 2k minus 4ek plus 6 all over k plus 1. Now, let me show you the easy part. That's the hard part. Here's the easy part. Okay, we're told after the collision that both particles, I'll draw something better than that. We're told that after the collision both particles have the same parallel lines after the collision, correct? So they're both running parallel to each other, which means that they both have an identical angle A. We'll just call them angle A, or whatever letter comes to your mind. Okay, so V1 is the one belonging to the particle to the left, so that's going to be 2k minus 4ek plus 6 all over k plus 1. What do we say? That is 2 going upwards, and the other one is 4 going upwards, and it has phi2 as 2k plus 6 plus 4e over k plus 1. Tan A equals tan A. Would you agree with that? Therefore 2 divided by 2k minus 4ek all over plus 6 all over k plus 1 must also equal 4 over 2k plus 6 plus 4e all over k plus 1. Now there's a lot of striking off to be done. What can I do with the k plus 1s? I can cancel them, or if you're really pedantic about it, you could bring it to the top and you can say, oh, that k plus 1 goes there, the other k plus 1 technically goes up there, and now they cancel each other anyway. Okay, so wherever you want to do. Okay, now next thing is I'm going to use the 2 and the 4 against each other to turn it into 1 and 2. And then I'm going to use this 2 down here with, actually no I won't, it's easy enough. Just cross multiply now. 2k plus 6 plus 4e equals 4k. 4k minus, what's it, 8ek plus 12. The point of the question is to get e on its own, right? So e on its own, bring the 8ek over the other side. 4e plus 8ek ends up to be 4k plus 12. Bring over your 6 and bring over your 2k. And now we have this as 2k plus 6. Factorize out the e. e into 4 plus 8k. I think we could divide by 2 on both sides, could we? Divide by 2 on both sides. Reduce it down. Oh, we'll wait for a second. So 2k plus 6 all over 4 plus 8k. 2 and plus 3. 2, I suppose it has to be 2 into 2 plus 4k. Cancel the 2 of them out. E equals k plus 3 into 2 plus 4k. Okay guys, so the E value has to be less than 1, right? So, or technically less than or equal to 1. Because it's than or equal sign, less than or greater than or equal sign, so less than or equal. Cross multiply, k plus 3 is less than or equal to 2 plus 4k. Bring the 4k over to the other side, we get minus 3k. Bring it over to the other side and we get minus 1. 3k is less than or equal to minus 1. Multiply both sides by minus. What this does is reverses the inequality. K greater than or equal to a third. Okay,